Hi, I'm Rose. I have shared what I've learned about the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society and its history, and I will continue to do so and comment any news that I find out. What I want to do now is share how I felt while I was deconstructing what I knew as truth, things I went through and what helped me. I hope this helps you. It's something that I would have needed, and that's why I'm putting it together. Do you understand what deconstructing means? Because if you do, you are either beginning to go through it or are in the middle of it, and you're in a very sad spot. This is what this video is for, to help people in that particular spot. I don't know about you, but these are just a few things that I went through. If you can, and if you're comfortable, let us know what you went through or how you felt, what you did, something in the comments. If you feel comfortable, it might just help somebody like you that might need it. I'm sorry to say, for many, waking up is a traumatic experience. It was for me. I was in my 50s when I woke up. I hate that word, but that's what happened. The more I learned, the more the emotions came out. And I mean emotions from A to Z. I'm going to address them individually so you understand what was happening to me. When I started to really deconstruct everything I've been taught, and I started to learn new things about the organization, my mind went into overdrive. I would just start to write down random things at random times. I would be doing my research, find something out, and I'd want to explode. I couldn't write it down fast enough. I wanted to remember everything, along with how it made me feel. I wasn't told to do this. I had to. I had to get it out of me and down on paper to prove what I was learning. I wanted to share what I was learning, but I didn't dare with my friends or family for obvious reasons. Even though I have a whole bunch of different notebooks, things written out of chronological order, whatever, I'm glad I did it. It helped me get those feelings and thoughts out of my brain. It gets so filled up and noisy. It's also been very helpful to look back and reflect on where I was and my thought process at the time. If writing isn't your thing, paint. Play music, sing, dance, heck, scream in your pillow, but get those thoughts out of your brain. It can get way too crowded up there otherwise. Do you have to reread what you wrote right away? Oh, that was hard. Right away? Nah. You do what's best for you. There is so much information to take in. You're going to be completely overwhelmed at times. It's okay to take a step back. When you're deconstructing your beliefs, you're turning your world upside down. Take a break. In fact, I insist. Your mind needs a break. Your heart and soul need healing. It's okay to not be okay. Take a few moments, days, maybe a week to just breathe. No reading, Googling, watching, searching, nothing of anything. Just take care of you. Please take that to heart. I can't emphasize this enough. It's a huge thing happening right now. When you become awake, the different emotions can be overwhelming. Shock at what you're learning, anger at what you've been taught and feel you've been lost because of it, grief for the loss of both beliefs and possibly family and friends, all depending on the actions that you choose. Everyone will awaken differently, in different manners for different reasons. It's a major process to deconstruct something so woven in your every fiber of being. You're going to use YouTube and Google on overdrive. That's great. There's so much information you'll find. There are so many channels like mine that share their stories. I bet you'll find some just like you. Reddit has a wonderful community, XJW, people from all over. Yes, even Bethel. Before you argue with someone, think to yourself, is that person even mentally mature enough to grasp the concept of different perspectives? Because if not, there's absolutely no point. Amber Veal. Well, that's my fancy way of saying it's not worth arguing. You have to remember your mindset before you woke up. I understand. You want to just show your family or friends reason or logic on what you're learning. I get it, completely. But be honest and ask yourself, would that have worked on you? I call it their circular way of thinking. This is what the governing body says, and they are always right. Well, how do we know what they're saying is true and right? Because the governing body said so. Don't you believe them? See what I mean? Instead, I found it helpful to write down my arguments and answer pretend questions that they would throw at me. I literally just had to get it out. I always lost on paper because I knew what they would come back with. Non-reasoning, non-logical, circular nonsense. Sadly, that's all they know. Ask yourself, is it really worth it? Shock. A sudden or violent disturbance of the mind, emotions, or sensibilities. If you're looking at this, you've made a big step. Looking at anything the organization does not want you to is huge. So, good for you, major step. Since there's so much information out there, it's not hard to find things. I'm just going to speak from my own experience. My first peek at anything was watching the Leah Remini documentaries on Scientology. Crazy religion, I thought. What could they possibly have on witnesses? Well, come to find out, lots. But man, was my brain fighting me. It's called cognitive dissonance. I then started noticing things said at the meetings and conventions. Fast forward some time, I was upset over something that happened. Mad enough to read Crisis of Conscience. Now I'm in overdrive shock. As you learn more, you will have tons of emotions. I can't speak for someone who came in later in life. I became one of Jehovah's Witnesses the moment I was born. As I started to really wake up, I found myself crying a lot. Yes, I was angry, but why was I so upset? For me, learning the history of the society and the ongoing doctrinal changes was like a punch in the gut, a slap in the face. Everything I had always believed wasn't real. My core beliefs had been shattered. My world was been turned upside down. That's a major loss. Top that with any family issues that come along with waking up or grieving what was but isn't anymore. It's hard. Finding out that what you've been taught and told is absolute truth your entire life was either based on a lie, fabricated, or made up, you're going to be mad. I was. Whether you were born in or you chose to come in, anger at the deception, anger at the loss of your childhood, anger that you did not get the much-needed worldly higher education, there's a lot to be angry for. Anger is part of the process. The key is to learn how to conquer that anger and focus and use it for good, not bad. Again, it's part of the process. Life can come at you hard, unexpectedly, and when you least expect it. When you find your mind on overdrive, filled with a million different things all at once, your body reacts, and it's hard to get it under control. You're going through a major life change in so many ways. I remember I literally had to stick my head in a bowl of ice water to get myself under control. No joke. Anxiety is not a joke. It can literally overwhelm you. Your world has just been rocked, and it's been rocked hard. Everything you've been taught has been turned upside down. What do you believe anymore? Why does it hurt so much? Why is my family treating me the way they are? Why do I feel so isolated? Why? Fill in the blank. Maybe you've lost your family members. Maybe you've lost your entire social circle. Maybe you even lost your job. What you have lost is your entire core belief system. If you've quietly faded, you still have your friends and family, hopefully. If you are like me, even though I still see my family and friends, I grieve what was. It's not the same, and it's never ever going to be the same again. Please remember, now that you're awake, nothing's changed except your thinking. It's going to be hard to navigate your newfound awareness and knowledge about the truth about the truth. For all you new ones, first, what does it mean to fade? Basically, you're trying your best to become invisible. Eventually, maybe stop altogether. Every fade is unique for everyone. You'll find some similarities, but this is your journey. Maybe it starts by stepping down from a certain privilege you have. Maybe you stop going out in Zoom service. Maybe you stop answering at the meetings. Maybe the rest is completely up to you. There's going to be obstacles along the way, all depending on what you choose to do. Your journey is yours to take at your speed. Mine was set on old-timer turtle slow, if that helps anyone. Look to these other communities for support. They have experience from all spectrums, like I said, even as far up as Bethel. I found this along my journey. It's taken me some time to fully understand and put it into place. I hope that it's able to help you navigate whatever you choose to do. I'll put the link in the description. Whatever you choose to do, please find support. If you're not able to get a therapist who can deal with religious trauma syndrome, yeah, it's a thing. There are support groups online, like I said, like the Reddit XJLB community. There might even be a community in your area. Well, I hope this video has helped a little bit. I hope that by sharing my experience, it does help you, and in whatever way. If you're liking this, please like so that it goes out to other people. And if you're really enjoying, please follow along for more. Thank you.